the Peugeot 308 GT line. A little bit of deja vu. You see, we've been here before, but we were in the manual and this is now the auto. And I don't think that we managed in the previous video to convey how much we actually like this car. It really is a fantastic, fantastic vehicle. It was a 2016 West Bank Car of the Year finalist, and it was the one that we were voting for to take the win. Well, we're back in the 308 GT line now, because it has an automatic gearbox. Yes, they've introduced an automatic gearbox into the lineup. The manual is just such fun to drive. But before we get into that, let's recap a little bit about what the 308 is about. The 308 goes up against the likes of the VW Golf, the Ford Focus, and now the Opel Astra, so it's got a bit of tough company. It's got a lot of things going for it, but what it's got against it is its relatively small engine size. You see, it's powered by a 1.2 litre 3-cylinder PureTech engine. We're quite accustomed to this motor, and we've encountered it before in vehicles like the Citroën Cactus. It makes 96 kilowatts, 230 newton meters. It sips fuel, but it's got a lot of enthusiasm. It's actually a really, really good engine. And we're not the only ones that like it. Internationally, it's won the Engine of the Year award for 2015 in the 1 litre to 1.4 litre category. So, nice international accolades. Styling is not the most daring. In fact, the 308 blends into its surroundings really well. It's got a couple of nice design cues, but it's nothing that jumps off the page and says, "Look at me." It's rather muted, understated. Where it does impress, though, is in the interior, because the interior is fantastic. It's a beautiful, simplified, elegant design. I really love the interior of this car. From the seats down to the small steering wheel, the way that the gauges are laid out above the steering wheel instead of here through it, this simplified center fascia, and just the overall look and touch and feel of everything, it really exudes class and style. This is a next level interior. With the 308 GT line Auto, Peugeot elected to go with the EAT6 gearbox. It's a torque converter gearbox and not a dual clutch, and it has 6 speeds. Now, they chose this so that it could have nice smooth shifts rather than opting for the performance of a dual clutch system. But I feel they've missed the mark a little bit because, well, this gearbox isn't all that smooth and silky. In fact, the shifts are quite noticeable and it ruins the driving experience a little bit. It doesn't matter whether you put it into comfort mode or into sport mode, you're still going to notice those shifts. But talking about sport mode, you don't get pedals here behind the steering wheel, but if you flick it over into manual and put it into sport, you can bang up and down the gears by pushing or pulling on the gear lever. And this is actually quite entertaining because it's the closest that you're going to get to driving a sequential gearbox race car on the road in a road car. It really does feel good and it really encourages a little bit of spirited driving. But sadly, it's about as good as it gets, because overall, this EAT6 gearbox has turned the volume down on what was a really exciting and surprising car to drive. Peugeot 308 GT line Auto retails for 372,000 Rand. You're going to save about 20,000 Rand by going with the manual. If you really have to have an auto, then yes, it's a great car. But if you're like me that enjoys being involved with the vehicle and the driving experience, and you're wanting that out of a vehicle, then the manual is going to be the one that ticks all the blocks.